Begin transmission.
This program is intended for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised.
And hello there. Let's see how this goes. I've got a little faster internet. What do you think, Joneser?
So far, so good.
I mean, really.
Good.
You spurred me on, brother. The little comment. Now I haven't fixed my end credits yet, you sucker. But this man over here, what he did was he joined my Patreon today, and he said, it's about time. Now fix your damn internet, boy. And I'm like, yeah, I think I better just call him up and see what I can do. Because I've been procrastinating on that because every time I go online, it won't let me upgrade my internet. It says my modem's outdated, which it is, no doubt. So I called up a fellow just a few minutes after that last conversation that we had on Instagram, and he was like, "Man, I need to get your serial number off the back of your modem." And I'm like, "Dude, I can't do that at work." He said, "Okay, well, I'll call you back when you get home." He didn't. I don't hold that against him. He probably got busy. So I called them back. This time I got a sweet little lady. Can't remember what her name was. But look, these people are in Biloxi, Mississippi. So I'm at the top of the state and they're at the bottom of the state, but at least they're in the same state I am. Got to give them shout outs. No corny rants today, folks, about Spectrum Internet. We got Sparklight here doing their job. Good job, Sparklight. I'm happy for you. You made a happy man. No, I don't get the complete 30 megabits per second upload. I get 3. But you know what? That's better than 1 dipping up and down and dipping up and down and dipping up and down and me going,
That's so far so good. I mean, nothing.
I mean, really. And so we actually have some people who showed up today on the spur of the moment like this. Look at here. The Majestic Tiger comes in and he says, "Yo." And back to you, I say, and I'm going to say it right this time because I am a happy man. Schmegblock, right? Schmegblock. Isn't that how he's supposed to say it? Schmegblock.
Oh, who we got here? Hey,
Sir Cliff. All right. So what I wanted at least 2 more people in here so that I could really give this thing a workout.
Now let's give it a freaking test, baby.
Yeah, I test. Johnny Sorensen says, I'm not on speed. Sure, you're not on speed.
That's good. That's a good thing. You don't want to be on that.
Micro Machines, go, go, go. Figuratively speaking, hey, figuratively, answer me in the chat. If you want to come on, say yes. If you say I'm busy, say busy. If you say, if you want to put me to the bird, you know, there's an emoji for that. And you can throw that in there if you want. Let's see how this goes, says I. Bjorn says, ka-chow.
Chow.
Gojitron says, faster than a Majestic Tiger, more powerful than 1960s PSAs. Hello. You look fine so far. Well, thank you, big boy.
Now, I have a hard time believing. I have a hard time believing my small pittance afforded all this. So somebody had to reach into their pocket a little bit.
They did.
Yeah. Because I know
I cannot wait until the next bill comes. Not the one that they're going to send me now, which is normal bill. No. Next month's bill, which is going to increase from 200 and what was it, $30-something a month to $260 a month, plus a $20 prorate on there because I added it in the middle of the month. And my wife is going to look at it and she's going to shit in her pants. What the fuck is up with this cable bill? And I'm going to be like, well, let me see the bill. I have no idea.
Yeah. You're going to play it like that? That's funny.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I was dinking around on Patreon this morning because I thought I'm always thinking. And I thought, I need to get involved in this, get myself out there. And I thought, I do my comic book business, my Instagram, my Twitter, my YouTube, and I figured everything just needs to funnel towards this. So as I was dinking around with it, I'm like, I'm going to see if I can find old Bill. I've been talking about being a Patreon of his for a long time and never actually went forward with it. So for less than the price of a cup of coffee, I
say that all the time whenever I'm begging and grifting
for the month.
every time I beg and I grift on you, I'm like, look, you guys are spending more than this to buy a freaking cup of coffee at Starbucks.
Guilty.
but I will say this, okay? Joneser, you were the straw that broke the camel's back, but don't worry, you're not the only one. Grindhead Jim, the last time I talked to him and Lauren, which is when I did the magic trick with him, I didn't film all of that, that was private, but Grindhead Jim said, do we need to start a GoFundMe for you so you can get some more internet? Now that made me feel like a bum right there. And I'm like, no, we're not going to go start a GoFundMe page. I said, I have a GoFundMe page already. It's called my Patreon and my Streamlab tips.
And you know what? I'm not considering Patreon GoFundMe. I'm considering Patreon GoFundMe. Because I feel like it's going to be more of a let's go have fun experience with the money than it is going to be a funding me. I don't need to be funded, but I don't know. I got digging down that rabbit hole. I haven't gone live with it yet. I'm going to do that today. I'm going to do an introduction video and all that. And I got big plans, baby.
Oh, you're going to do tiers and the whole bit.
I
thought about doing that, but they take more of your money when you do that.
And that's fine. That's going to be a calculated risk because I'm going to be spending more than I'm getting in this. I'm sure you always are. But
yeah,
I thought for tiers, what could a guy like me do, right? What could a guy like me do for a giveaway? I don't know. What do I have laying around
good Lord,
that I could just put in a tiers as a prize pack or an incentive to go up or down as giveaways? And I thought, I'm trying to sell these damn things anyway. So, yeah, there we go.
And let's just see what's going on here.
Hey guys. Bill isn't here yet. I'm Boo Barella and you are watching the Sunday Hangout on Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Guess what, guys? I've got something special in the brew. Let me see if I can share an image here with you guys, and let's see if it'll show up here. Let me do this first. Let me go back over here and get off of Boo Barella for a minute.
It was nice to see Boo Barella without you stuttering first, though.
Oh, yeah.
You stutter first, and then she comes on. So it was nice to see her because she wanted to be here, not because
she... Right. Absolutely.
Maybe she needs to be the one to tell everybody to join the Patreon, kind of like, it was Sally Struthers,
Oh, yeah.
A cup of coffee.
Yeah.
That could be Boo Barella's gig right there, man.
You know what? I think you just found Boo Barella's gig is to
Oh, look, we're going to get some more girls. I mean, we've already got one, Stripperella. You see her over there beside Boo Barella. Well, we've got We've got Terry Big Guns. She's going to be joining the crew. And
Awesome. Can't wait to meet her.
and there's another one. I can't remember what I called her, but there's another one, and she's got some really, really big ones. But they're going to join the crew too, because I've got something special up my sleeve, and only you guys who are here today, right now, will know about it. So, and this is going to private after it's over with. You know, I know I need the watch hours and all that shit, but I'm telling you, that video from Sunday with Booberella in it, yes. That the watch time increased, the number of viewers increased. Wow. What could it have been? I have no clue.
Could it have been the boobs?
I doubt it. It couldn't have been. No. Why? No. Why would you think such a thing? You
guys don't like looking at those.
No.
Never.
I don't know if you guys have been over there to the.
And it also could have had something to do with that sponsor for the video too.
Oh, that Dickens cider. Yeah. That Dickens cider is some of the best shit in the world.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's very popular.
Very much so. At least here it is. Okay, right. It's really, really popular now. You know, there are others here on the world wide webs who might disagree, but let us not go there.
You know what I would say is to each their own.
Exactly. As I resize the picture so it will show up on the screen at the right size, I just cannot wait for you guys to see what I have in the brouhaha here at Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. May even be changing the name of Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures to Weird Multiverse. We shall see here in the future. But yes, and let me get this up here where we can see it. This of course is Terry Big Guns. I believe that was one. This is Terry Big Guns. No, this is not Terry Big Guns. Let me go over here to my junk pile and see what I call this one. I had a good name for her. Let's see.
Must be cold in that room.
It must be.
Oh well, I mean, let's see here. I trashed a bunch of emails earlier today, and I had one of them with this girl's name in it.
And you know, Bill, speaking on testing your signal strength and whatnot, you have broken up slightly, but it's not as noticeable.
Not bad.
But you have stuttered us for like a.
This is Betty Boobs. Okay, so I have stuttered. I have done a stutter. Is that correct?
Tiny bit. You were uninterrupted though.
Little bit.
Okay, it's kind of like what was going on with Big Bad Jim before he moved into his new apartment with 4K.
Yeah, you were uninterrupted.
Now listen up, guys. We by the way, this is Betty Boobs.
Okay.
Betty Boobs. We got Terry Big Guns, and Betty Boobs is coming to join Stripperella and Booberella. And I've got another one, and I got to come up with really good Memories of the Universe. Yes, Gojatron. I don't believe you, sir. I do not believe using boobs for watch hours. What about your integrity? What freaking integrity? Putting it on the grift, man. On Patreon, when are we going to get Bill in a mankini doing unboxings with that raspy voice? Johnny? You might be alone in that one. That's more than a mouthful. Yeah, I know. Well, here we go.
I'll buy that for $1.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna actually do a parody video, and this is gonna be the thumbnail for it. And Betty Boobs here is gonna do an unboxing of a He-Man action figure. I've even got some music that might play with it. Let's see if I can put that up here and see how that sounds. I mean, we're just going all out here, trying to see what I'm putting this to the test. Let's just say.
Sure, that's what this is for, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. I've got to go over here. And I've got to make that where we can hear it. Can we hear that?
I hear it.
So they've got music to play.
Sounding
We've
like
got,
an old Nintendo game.
That's what I thought.
Oh,
like
that's
old
exactly what it's
815.
supposed to say. Obviously, you haven't been over to the website that we're talking about here, but that's what they play. They play music like that in the background while these girls open up toys that they could care less about, and you can tell that they don't know what they're opening at all. And they'll stop every once in a while, and they'll pose and they'll go, "Tee hee, do you like what I'm wearing?" And they're not wearing anything hardly except a bathing suit or some clothes about to fall off of them.
Yep.
Similar to Betty Boobs here, but yes, I'm going to do this. I swear to God, and I think it's going to be funny as shit when I do. And but shush, don't let nobody know.
Oh, I think they're fixing to find out anytime anyway.
Yeah.
Well, the main one that I don't want to know about this is Mrs. Weird Fantastic Toys, because I don't think that she's going to like this worth a damn.
Yeah,
You never know.
Mom's the word, guys. So just shh.
Yeah,
I bet when you hit the big time, it ain't going to matter.
Hey, if this works,
Adam.
I'm going to be a billionaire, a zillionaire. Hey, what's up, Adam? And I understand that Adam has a new lady friend. Congratulations.
Also, Adam needs some congratulations. He had 1,000 subs today.
He did. I saw that. I saw that post today. Congratulations, Adam. And how close is it until you get those watch hours? The 4,000 watch hours are the elusive thing. I'm less than 500 away from it, but it'll go up to 550 and then it'll go back down to 540 and up to 550 and back to 540. It's just kind of doing this number here as videos that I posted a year ago begin to fall off. And look, Sue Studios in the house. Hello, it's me. Indeed, I do. 1K subs 3. Okay. So his watch hours are at 6,500. So he's got his subs, and now he's got his watch hours. So now it's time to monetize, brother. And thanks to Bjorn for testing with me live. I saw that go up, but by the time I was able to get the phone out and try to get there, y'all had already quit. So boo. And then you privated it so I couldn't watch it again. Well, I'm going to do the same thing here.
I wonder if, you mentioned that he has his new lady friend. I wonder if they got to drink that new Dickens cider.
I wonder about
Canada,
that too.
First trip into Canada.
That Dickens cider that can cause all kinds to happen.
That's right.
Speaking of Dickens cider, there may be those who don't know what we're talking about. It's the new sponsor of the show here. Check this out, folks.
I can't begin my day until I've had a Dickens cider.
There's nothing better than waking up to a good old Dickens cider.
My girlfriend loves Dickens ciders. My sister came to stay with us for a month, and my husband couldn't go a day without the Dickens cider.
My girlfriend loves a Dickens cider.
My mum loves the Dickens cider.
My sister loves to wake up in the morning with the Dickens cider.
I'm a bit young, but I would love to try a Dickens cider.
So there you have it. For over 150 years, Frederick von Dickens has developed a beverage that literally brings women to their knees. So fellas, for the sake of the economy, get a Dickens cider.
And yes, the economy is sucking right now, so a Dickens cider may help.
It never hurts.
It never
It
hurts.
certainly doesn't.
Or maybe it would.
There's no need to fear. I am here, says Susudio. Radical Toys, anytime my notifications have started working again. Could YouTube have fixed itself? No. It's a fluke, Bjorn. It's a fluke.
You need that. In my head movies, when you said that, I had that music of the Unsolved Mysteries music playing. Yeah.
I imagine the content ID would flag that if I actually played it.
So you did a good job.
Well, what you do is you go and you search for sounds like music, royalty free, and then that, like my opening theme that I play with the logo whooshing out at you, is supposed to evoke Superman the movie. The theme is called Superhero the movie, and it's royalty free, but it sounds sort of like Superman the movie. And if you hear it, it's like listening to wrestling music that's ripping off something. You know what I'm talking about there, Jones? Or
I do. Like the old Diamond Dallas Page music sounded a little like Smells Like Teen Spirit.
And you're like, why is this ticking my? I've heard this, but I haven't. Wait a minute. What is this? Yeah. Is that for real? Actually, it wasn't at one time. All right, this bit started, this Dick and Cider bit. I'll go into a little history here. This Dick and Cider bit started with Bob and Tom, which were a couple of radio personalities, I believe, in Indianapolis, Indiana. They were shock jocks in the vein of Howard Stern. And I think both of them have gotten fired multiple times from multiple stations over the years. And they would take things to the nth degree, and they used to release albums of some of their best bits. The only problem I had with them was if they would just quit giggling at themselves while they were doing the bits would be even better. You're not supposed to laugh at yourself when you're making jokes. But anyway, it started there, and it went on. I think even Mad TV did a bit with Dick and Cider. And there's been a couple of parody commercials. That was one of them that I posted on YouTube over the years. And the other shock jocks in the nation have ripped off the Dick and Cider bit from Bob and Tom. In the meantime, somewhere in the early 2000s, a company called Dick and Cider came into operation, making real apple cider. And I think that they kind of ride on the coattails of the fact that it's got that name to it. But look it up, Dick and Cider. You can buy you some Dick and Cider. Don't feel bad about buying Dick and Cider. A lot of people do it.
You know, there was a business around here called Sofa King. Sofa King. It's a furniture store.
Yeah.
Sofa King.
I got my notification. I got a notification for this. Well, very good. Hello, Rolando. Get any new cool shades, Sir Clifton. So have you got anything new for the Sunshade collection there? No.
No.
Okay. Do you guys know how the super chat thing works with YouTube? Kind of, sort of. All right, so say I super chat you $10. YouTube gets like, 30%, and you get all the rest of it. And I think YouTube pays you out every quarter. I have to ask Grindhead Jim on that. But I don't think they pay you monthly. I think they pay you either quarterly or yearly. I'm not for sure.
Wow.
What kind of speed are we testing? We're testing my new internet speed. I'm supposed to be getting, according to Sparklight. Let me see if I got the plan up here. Hold on. I think I killed that window. Okay. I'm supposed to be getting like 30 megabits per second upload and 300 megabits per second download. I'm not. Okay, it's because of my cable modem. I'm actually getting a 33 megabits per second download, which is better than the 17 I was getting. and I'm getting a 3.5 megabits per second upload, which is better than the .9 that I was getting, 1 to .9 that I was getting, and the dip that would go down even to .7, and that's when I would start stuttering. So I'm getting a better speed now than I was before. However, my cable modem is outdated, and they told me this at the get-go, that even if I upgraded to this greater speed, I would not get the full speed because of my modem. A $449 from Amazon cable modem will have to be purchased at some point in the future. At that point, I will be getting the blazing speed that I've always wanted. But in the meantime, I wanted to see if this was better than before.
I would say yeah.
Okay, the consensus is yes.
I would say yes.
And Studio has heard Bob and Tom, and she's up there in that area, so she should have.
I was going to ask, Bill, your internet provider or cable provider won't upgrade you? Isn't that
they will be more than happy to provide me with the top of the line cable modem for $12 a month. So what happens? It's like leasing a car, I suppose. They'll upgrade it to the best one whenever that happens. In the meantime, you buy it over and over and over again over a period of time with the amount of money that you spend monthly. So what's $12? 12 times 12 is what? Come on, guys. I'm not a mathematician, but you are, Sir Clifton. Tell me what 12 times 12 is. How much is that a year?
120 something?
Yeah, something like that.
$120 a year. So what, in 4 years' time, I'll have bought the cable modem. Will it be time to upgrade then? I don't know. I've always bought my own modem, but I've never spent more than $100 for one. I can tell you that now. And I bet you I can find one that'll do the trick here and not have to spend that much money. What do you guys think? I bet there's a better one than this one that they're trying to tell me I need to get. I bet.
It's possible.
Much possible.
Very possible.
Here's my speed test. I'm wondering. This is all right. So I'm live now. Let's continue. Let's continue to push this thing to its ultimate limit here. Let's go ahead and share that tab with the speed test in it. Boom.
Push it to the limit.
Limit. Hell yeah. All right, so let's find that speed test and let's do it again.
No one left to stand in your way.
So even doing all of this, I'm still getting 30 megabits per second. A pretty consistent, a little over 30 megabits per second download speed, even while we're doing this. Now let's check out what the uploads are like. Look, that upload is staying pretty steady at around 3. You see that?
Before you were 1?
Yeah, before I was at 1 or a little below 1. Even with, you see that dip there at the beginning? That would be the dip that would make me stutter normally. So did I stutter any during the time that we were playing this internet test?
A little, but your sentence was never interrupted. Like before, you would be completely cut off. You'd be frozen. I can't hear you. You can't hear me. You're done. Whereas now we could understand the entire sentence without. I mean, it was like kind of, but we still got it.
Yeah, well, absolutely. So what we're learning here today is that no, it was not my equipment. No, it was not that I needed a new computer. No, it was not that I needed to shut down all the processes that I've been running, blah, 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 blah. Yes, some of that was involved. But when the computer is running the way it's supposed to run, and I'm still doing that shit, it's because of my internet connection. So with this tiny upgrade in the amount of speed that I'm doing, I should be able to run a show without turning into Max Headroom anymore. Am I overstepping myself there, Joneser?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
We're gonna be okay.
I believe we've just seen the Sarinara Hara Hitachi Roboto.
Maybe
Every
so.
once in a while, I can get with it. I'll do it once in a while. I'll just be like, "Hey, Bill, you heard?" Anyway,
okay.
yeah, just keep it alive.
There we go. We can do that. But yeah. And we can also, we can bring in the boob girls every once in a while. So I mean, we got the whole bit going here. All right. So
big things is happening.
I swear. All right. Next thing is we're going to fire up the toy cam. All right. Firing up the toy cam here. All right. And which camera am I going to run that on? This one here. Boom. All right. So let's bring the toy cam up on the screen. And I'm going to do it like this. And I'm going to come down here and do like this. Now, let's shed some light on things. Boom. Oh, what is this box?
Subject.
What is this box? Oh my goodness. Let us see. Let us tease everyone just slightly.
Look at the box.
What do we have in the box? We have
Goldberg. I watched me some WCW, man.
I work stiff.
You know what? He thought he worked stiff, then he met Regal.
I kicked Bret Hart in the head so hard I took him out of wrestling.
He's crying about it.
He has. To be fair, he has.
Literally.
A lot.
Even to this day.
Next, we have the ninth wonder of the world, China, which is an interesting figure because it's supposed to be a takeoff of She-Ra, but it's not. And she even has a bare midriff. And her panties don't have any detail on them. So this figure is ripe for a customizer, although I don't know if I want to customize this figure or not. I think that the headdress there on top of her head, I think that is removable. And to me, she looks nothing like Joanie Laurer, but she is pretty.
Are you ready? DMs.
All right. Now, we all know that I already have the leader of this faction, and I wanted the rest of them. And I started out, and of course, I got him. He didn't have his package when I bought him Evil Base, so I got him at a premium discount. But everything's here: shades, belt, can of spray paint. All you need to have Scott Hall ready to go. One half of the Wolf Pack, but you can't have Scott Hall without Kevin Nash. Big sexy. Check out those faux leather pants he's wearing there. Those are cloth goods. I could have it when I saw it. Shades ready to go. So do it. What was it? New world order.
New world order.
Yeah. So, what do you think? Get the old Gray Skull wrestling ring out. Have some wrestling on the show, maybe.
More wrestling is always better.
The survey says one more for the big guy.
Absolutely. Come out and have Scott Hall put what was that move he used to do? He just slammed some bitches on the
Razor's
ground.
Razor's Edge.
Yeah, that's it. Sit on their ass.
Yeah.
The Outsider's Edge. Yeah, they renamed it.
Yeah.
Then they would be laying there all knocked out, and he would just sit on them and act like an ass. Pick his teeth with that fucking nasty ass toothpick.
Flicking at the camera.
Hey, yo.
Where did you find China on the evil on the Bay of Evil? Yeah, I went over to the Bay of Evil and got her at a pretty good price. I think $19.95 was not a bad price to pay for her with free shipping. What do you think?
You got a steal on that one if you got it free shipping.
Hell yeah.
Where did you find those? All can be had for the right price on the Bay of Evil. They should have done that. Well, hold on. Let me do it like he's doing it here. They should have done Nash like Andre the Giant. Nash is 7 feet tall. And then Susudio
I
says,
couldn't hear that.
Susudio says, I've got John Morrison, Edge, and Triple H. Very good. Well, see, Susudio's talking in her normal voice. Figuratively speaking, on the other hand, is shouting at us.
Yes.
Well, he was shouting at the mistake that they made, to be fair.
Okay. Yeah. Kevin Nash was always billed at being 7 feet tall. We know he's not, but he was a pretty tall fellow, and he liked to step over the top rope instead of going between the second rope and the third rope. So, no, okay, got you laughing there, didn't I? That's my goal, is to entertain. Hopefully, I do so.
Yes.
So, I'm just ecstatic. I shouldn't have gone live today, but I couldn't help myself. Here I am. I've spent money that I shouldn't be spending to upgrade my internet so that now maybe I won't lose subscribers. I can gain them because they're not sitting there going, I can't stand to watch this. Goddamn, this son bitch cuts out every 10 seconds. Let me move on to the next channel. And that's what happens. I know this. The only people that stick with me are those who know me well. But now, those new viewers, and I know you're out there, now, perhaps you have a reason to stay. Now, perhaps.
And Studio just has that right down there. Can't say it any better.
Sweet!
For life, brother.
I was doing a bit of research last night before I went to bed, basically to get music that I might be able to use or use bits of or get ID content struck for. But after the debut of the Black and White New World Order, there was a bit of infighting going on between some of the members there, and we ended up with the red and black NWO, and they had some a very interesting bit of music to come out to. Don't turn your back on the Wolfpack. Don't turn your back on the Wolfpack. Don't turn your back on the Wolfpack, or you
might wind up like that.
So here, these middle-aged guys trying to come out and look like gangsters and all that, throwing signs,
And Sting got in it.
And even Sting got involved in that.
He went to NWO.
And Vince Russo's piece of shit ass was behind all of this.
Well, I think he came a little later, but I do think that Wolfpack was the beginning and the end for them, because the NWO kind of lost some of its juice in that one. It was the number one bad guy faction. It was so bad guy that it was almost cool. They were almost the good guys in a way. But then once that happened, I think it kind of lost. It lost some of its time.
It didn't have longevity legs. It could only last for so long. Yeah. But yes, it went from that to the Wolfpack, and then it went back to the NWO. They combined again, but the Wolfpack was the elite, and then the rest of them were beneath them.
See, and I don't know about that. The other ones had Hogan, and they still had freaking Hall, and
they recombined there for a minute right before the end, but then the inevitable happened. it got really, 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 really bad. And that was when NWO 2000 came and shit all over the WCW.
Well, I think a few things hurt them. One, they should have never ended Goldberg's streak. They shouldn't have made him the champion as quick as they did either. They should have drugged that out a little more. And also that finger poke of doom, man, fans didn't like that. That was stupid.
They did not. Ostradamus Toys has popped in and he says, hey guys, popping in to say what's up. And what were you talking about when you mentioned me? Just curious. Could that have been back when we were talking about this, perhaps?
Tee-hee, I'm gonna open up He-Man. Hee-hee-hee-hee. I don't know what He-Man is, and he looks awfully sexy. Hee-hee, you like my outfit? Hee-hee-hee-hee-hee-hee.
I still think it's cold in there.
I do too.
Now, her pokey outies are certainly pokey outy, aren't they?
Yeah, I'd say.
Ostradamus Toys says, hey guys, popping in to say what's up. What's up? What was that commercial? Budweiser, right? What's up? Frosta and Captain Cole have been kicked out of Bill's channel. Cable. Okay. All right.
No more freezing.
But Mr. Freeze was welcome.
No more freezing.
I'm going to put you on ice.
You're not going to put me in the cooler.
The cooler. No one's going to put me in the cooler.
Yeah.
Do you know what Rick Derringer wrote and sang the theme for Hulk Hogan, the song?
Yeah.
Yeah. A bunch of legends. Got to be one to know one. Wish my tits looked that good and I could get more subs. Dude, go over there. I'm going to go ahead and name them out. What the hell? Go on over there to Super Multiverse and you'll see how it's done, brother. Yeah. You were talking about collecting while you were on the other channel. Would that be Sir Clifton's channel? I know I was on there. What was that? Sunday night?
We're talking music.
Yeah, we were talking Ozzy Osbourne. Yeah.
And various other rockin' artists.
Heck yeah.
Johnny Sorensen says, Pokey Outamon, I choose you. Motorhead did Triple H's theme song. That is correct. Lemmy did that. He actually did. Triple H and Lemmy were actually friends.
Yeah, he was actually at his funeral.
Yep.
Yeah, rest in peace, Lemmy, man. Lemmy was a legend, if there ever was one. That's what we need to do a show. We need to do a show about Motorhead and Lemmy sometime.
Hell yeah. Hang into that.
Absolutely. Let me get myself off this big screen here and we'll come down here and be normalized. Let me move me around a little bit. I'm sitting over here in the corner. I need to come up a little bit. About right here.
Oh, there you went.
How's that look?
Looks great.
Sounds good.
Sounds great. It's the big thing. I mean, like I said,
can you hear the train? That's what I wanted. Can you hear the train in the background coming by?
I did.
Yep.
All right, so
whoa.
There you go. Largo's got a rooster. I got a freaking train. Lemmy was on some of the events doing that. Yeah, he did do that. And yes, you were on Clifton's channel Sunday night when I was at Dad's, and I couldn't keep a connection. That's right.
Yep.
We remember that. I think you blamed Verizon for that. So yeah. And I was about ready to do a corny rant on Sparklight like he did on Spectrum Internet, but now I will not. Now I will sing their praises. These people are helpful. You call their help support line, and you get a person, a real human being that speaks
people
English.
work there?
They work there. They speak English. They're American citizens. And in my case, they were actually in the same state that I'm in. The lady I talked with was in the office in Biloxi, Mississippi.
Wow.
Now, that's a long way from where I'm at here at the tip of Mississippi, which is what this is called. This area up here is called the tip. And down there, I guess, would be near the shaft end of the state down there.
Down where?
And
Down.
Another NWO reference. The LWO is where it went really even further down the tubes.
Well,
we didn't mention
that. Now, wait a minute. Now,
that's what I thought.
Was the LWO really that bad? I kind of like the Latino World Order. Eddie Guerrero was leading that at one point or another, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. So, and Eddie Guerrero to me, Eddie Guerrero to me is an absolute legend.
I love him. I just didn't like the whole, making. They were really watering the world order part and just putting another letter in front of the WO.
Well, I think they were making fun of it. Is what I think. I think they were making fun of it. Now, your mileage may vary, but I think that Eddie Guerrero was actually taking the piss out of him when he did that, which I think that was perfectly fine. Now, what they did with the luchadors over there at WWF at the time was ridiculous. At one point, what was that team? You name them because I can't remember. They would actually ride to the ring on riding lawnmowers.
Oh, super crazy. And,
yeah, that was fucked up, ridiculous, and racist in my opinion.
Oh, dude, they went further than that. You remember when they do Japanese guys and then I blame Vince McMahon for all of that because that's how his mind works. You know what? I laughed every time those guys came out and did that.
and then they brought in the Insane Clown Posse.
They did.
So they started doing that, going down that rabbit hole with all that shenanigan. Yeah.
Yeah, they did. Rey Mysterio take care of it on WWE, but and of course we could go on to a really long rabbit hole jump with the Insane Clown Posse and all their juggalos and all that crazy ass crap.
You dang right.
Do either of you guys listen to some ICP?
I got CDs.
I've even got some funny stories.
Yeah. I don't think I'm a juggalo.
Hang on to those funny stories. That's content that we don't need to waste on a wasteful. What is it? Is today Tuesday? Today's freaking Tuesday.
It's Tuesday, Taco Tuesday.
I'm dropping a video tomorrow. It's not going to be the video I teased earlier to cut that together. I've just gotten started on that, but I'm dropping the video tomorrow. You guys have already seen it. I know it's the magic that I did for Grindhead Jim. But I decided, what the hell? I'd already recut it so that it would pass YouTube's stringent ID content loophole. Because who'd have known that In the Mood, played by the Glenn Miller Orchestra back in the 40s and 50s, would still be something that someone would tell you can't use, you must license. At this point, I would think that would be in the public domain, but it ain't. But if you have enough crowd applause over it when it goes, then it passes the muster.
Weird.
Have either of you guys gone into using royalty-free music on your channel?
Yeah, that's what my intro is, and of course, the same song that does the outro is now the end credit. There's just a snippet when
Are-
the song's playing.
May I ask what service you're getting that from?
They're called NCS, or no copyright sound would be.
Are you paying them any sort of fees at all, or are you just downloading the music and sticking it on your channel?
Yeah, you just got to,
Okay.
in the description, you just got to, all they ask is that you just paste their service, that services right there. That
do they give you a license serial number to put in there yet?
No.
Okay. That's coming. So keep your eye on them, because I use a service called Bensound. I'm sure you guys have seen it and maybe even used music from it. My end credits music is from Bensound, and a couple other things that I do, background music that I play in videos, little idea I like to use a lot of time from Bensound's little snippet that I use. Used to, just like them, you could just put the music on your channel and go. You could put something in your description if you wanted to or not. They wanted you to. They gave you a thing to put in there. And then here recently, what they have done is they've registered themselves with YouTube's ID content bot. And the reason they did that was so people would actually put the things in the comment that they needed to put. Of course, me being ignorant and lazy, I never did. Now, you didn't have to here up until last month. And anything that you posted before that date, they're not going to bother you about. Anything you posted after that date, you will get an ID content strike if you don't license that song. It's free to license it for one-time use. And you can do that as many times as you want to. But here's what you have to do. And I found this out because all of a sudden my royalty-free music got an ID strike on me. And I'm like, how do I get this ID strike off? I go to Bensound. They tell you how to do it. It's a simple thing. And the bot, within minutes after you submit it, boom, the ID strike is gone. But here's what I have to do before every video in which I use their music, or at least within the period of time in which it's processing. I have to go to Bensound, download the damn song once again, because that's the only way you can get the license serial number, and it does change. Copy and paste, put that into my description. And then when the bot sees that in the description, it don't ID content you. But for only £12, I can license that in perpetuity. Mississippi man tries to make big word. And then I don't have to do that. I'm trying to find out in my mind, is it worth it? Because I've got to change my end credits anyway. My end credits are getting stale. It's time to come up with something different on the end anyway. And once again, Jones, I blame you. I have to add a new name onto those end credits. So in order to do that, that spurs me on to make brand new end credits. So my whole end credit sequence is going to change ever so slightly. Probably new music, new way it's going to show up. So yeah, as the channel grows, things begin to get better and change. See how everybody feels about all of that. Susuyo says they started the LWO recently to match up against the faction that Dominic Mysterio is in. Have they done that? I haven't watched wrestling in years. Dominic's grown up now. Is he in wrestling?
Yeah. Yeah, and he's a big time heel too. I mean, he's
that's a good place to start. That's a good place to start. I think it's easier to play a heel than it is a baby face.
Yeah.
And if you're a heel and you can't talk, no promos, tongue tied in the promos, you can always get a manager to do all that for you.
Paul Heyman.
I'm just an advocate.
Yeah.
Were you guys talking about my collections? Even on replay, I had problems with brother. I think I did say that you had a very awesome and very eclectic collection of wonderful items of pop culture, records, not just toys. There are toys in there, but I mean, it's Americana that I think that you collect, and we have seen a very small portion of that on the few times that you have graced us with your presence on my show. And you will be back again someday to show more of that, I guarantee. And she says hello to everyone in the chat. And she says hello to you two guys. And I Like Salt says, time to cut your own background music. Easy to do with today's programs. Copyright it if you want to keep it private. The only musical instrument that I've ever been able to play with any regularity and is the radio. And even then, sometimes I screw that up. So I don't know if that's possible for a guy like me. But when you got as big of an audience as I do, somebody in that audience might be a musician. I don't know. Could there be a person up here that
I Like Salt touched on what I was thinking, because I've been playing around with the GarageBand app. I've been trying to get stuff that sounds like old vintage Masters of the Universe music so I can start doing some stop motion stuff.
See what I'm talking about, Sir Clifton. There's always somebody
always
in your little circle of friends. Not that I'm pointing or looking at anybody in particular here,
right?
That might be able to help me get that done.
I will say, preliminary shots have been showing me it's possible. And it's definitely something that I need to start doing, because I don't know what my intro song is or my outro song is. My intro is but I don't know what it is. I don't know
kind of ragtime music. That's what it sounds to me like.
What happened is, full disclosure, I started this YouTube channel, and my 12-year-old son at the time used an app called Intro Maker and made that outro that you guys see. That was my intro. Okay. Then this nice guy named Adam over at Radical Toys said, hey man, I do animation and I think I can help you. What song is that? And I said, I don't fucking know. And we found one that sounded like it, and he put it to the new one that he made, and then he since made me a better one. And I've been using Adam's intro, but then I still keep my son Taylor's outro, and I probably always will, just to keep a piece of Taylor in the show. And Lyric goes in the show, and Caleb has cameraman for me or been an idea man, but Caleb don't want to appear on camera, and neither does Taylor. Lyric doesn't either sometimes, but anyway, we just I need to do something different with the music, because I'm afraid that somebody's sometimes going to go like, hey, every single video you have is using a song that belongs to me and you can't use it. Because I don't know what song it is. I don't know whose song that is. I don't know what it is. I don't even know where he found it. And I would think most of that old ragtime music has got to be in public domain, wouldn't you think? I don't know. I don't even know what it is.
And you never know. I mean, I'm looking down and seeing what I have here.
It was chosen just to be different, because everybody had like this cool heavy metal music or this poppy, like new wavy sounding stuff. So I thought, well, what could I do that would set me apart from that? And I was like, oh, hey, old man happy music. That works. The Ducks.
Feeding the Ducks, as long as you're using StreamYard, you can do Feeding the Ducks all you want. Now, this is some vaporwave music. It's probably going to hit me every time I've used any kind of vaporwave that I've gotten from my research. Has always been, somebody has copyright on it, but I'm kind of big on the vaporwave music, which these young people like, but I've gotten into it.
It really kind of reminds me of that Unsolved Mysteries tune. Just
now, Susudio has a question for you guys in chat as well. Somebody in here might know this. I wish Ken was here, which he doesn't come over here much at all. But Ken is a Transformers expert. Have you seen a transformer that transforms into a cookie jar? I have never heard of such.
Me neither.
No.
So advocating, procrastinating, high flying, high streaming radio is a son of a gun. Everything is synthesized. Yes, it is. Even Booberella is synthesized. Hey, and to answer something that was brought up on Clifton Stream by you Joneser, you said that Booberella sounds like Siri. Maybe she does and maybe she don't, but I will tell you this. She sounds just about as enthusiastic and has about as much emotion in her voice as the vixens over there at the Super Multiverse do when they're opening those toys that they know nothing about.
This is true.
That's not what it's about. That's what perplexes me about the channel, because I finally did go over there and look at it. Now,
oh, you didn't you?
Well, yeah, for scientific purposes and research, so we could do this discussion here like adult men, you know, like grown-ups. But anyway,
it's leaked. The nastier section. Where have I heard that before?
Right. So I watched the video, and after I moved the lotion and the tissues aside, and I came to my thoughts, you know, I realized that they didn't even need the action figures. They could have just stood there and talked about the weather.
What
know,
action figures?
It didn't matter.
There were action figures in the video? Where?
Right. They could have done their taxes or spoke to me about the powers of freaking Jesus or whatever. It didn't matter what they did. You know what I mean? Like they were not there for that. Or at least that was my take on it. I may have watched it on mute.
Next bill will be on the 80s Tokyo pop. Salty Cracker uses some old music from Benny Goodman. Okay. I could see that.
I would like to use Benny Hill.
I was going to tell you that earlier. You know,
what was your favorite Benny Hill bit?
Probably a copyright on that too. You know?
My favorite Benny Hill bit
is copyrighted.
Hands down.
Okay.
Down.
What is Jones? We'll start with you. What is your favorite Benny Hill bit?
When he goes to the bar and he's drinking, and there's the ugly girl there, and every drink she gets prettier. That is hilarious.
Clifton, what's your favorite bit? Benny Hill. Patting the old man on the head. I have two. The first one is Robin Hood. Now, Robin Hood is trying to escape from the evil sheriff of Nottingham. He has nowhere to hide. So he runs up to Friar Tuck, and Friar Tuck pulls his robe up, and Robin Hood gets under the robe, and the robe comes down. And then here comes the sheriff, and he's interrogating Friar Tuck, and as Friar Tuck is standing there, he's going, ooh. And then when the robe comes up, Benny Hill's under there lighting a cigarette. The other one was they were firemen in the firehouse, and the fire bell rings, and they all run and they get on the fire truck. And then all of a sudden they have to stop, and they all get off the fire truck and go behind the tree, take a piss, get back on the fire
truck. Classic.
Absolutely, I love it. All right, let's see what this one here sounds like. Y'all hear that?
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of
I think the studio thinks that you know something about toys. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, but I don't think. But she's looking for a transformer robot that transforms into a cookie jar. You could use the Three Stooges theme. Three blind mice, see how they run, Because there's Three Stooges on the screen right now. Who's Curly, who's Moe, and who's Larry? I know who's Moe, man. Okay, all right, so that makes me Moe.
Well, you could be Shemp.
I like Shemp, as a matter of fact. Shemp is my favorite Stooge.
Everybody forgets about Shemp.
Not I.
The song here reminds me of something that should be like in a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, where he's doing his karate training stuff, you know. What I go back
to. Fighting. Those cats are fast as lightning. Who remembers High Karate Cologne? Do you ever have any of that High Karate?
I didn't.
The commercial, you gotta look at the commercial for High Karate. I know you're one of the younger of the three of us. Most of you guys are younger than me. The High Karate, I remember watching those commercials on TV. Music is what I was talking about when I mentioned Pope. Well, Pope may know more about music. I know Pope knows about hunting and fishing. I know that for a fact. And riding three-wheelers and flying drones and copper mining and blowing shit up. And I think I showed the video of him blowing some shit up. But they when they strip mine that copper, they have to blow all that shit up. Kaboom. And then Pope be flying his drone down in there so you can see an aerial view of the explosion. Some cool stuff. And I can't stay on forever, but let's see how long we can last. Once again, we've gone now for an hour and 9 minutes. Have I frozen? Have I gone away? I may have blipped slightly for a second, but
you got that right. All of that, just like you said.
This music sounds sleepy. Vaporwave is a kind of sleepy music. It is. Who now? Bill strip mine. We mine responsibly, LOL. Oh, okay, so they're not strip mining over there, but they're just blowing some shit up off the side of the mountain. Okay, I understand. I got you. So, but we're not hosing that shit down with a hose. Have you seen them do that before? That's another way to mine. I heard one small blip earlier, but it's been pretty good. Well, compared to what it's been being, I think that this is more livable. What do you guys think?
Agree.
All good thus far, says Adam. So, I think I've got 11 viewers. Shit, it's gone up from the 9 earlier. Wow, I'm surprised. All right. Question, Joneser and Clifton. We'll start with Joneser. Question. Why are my viewing counts better when I do some shit like this than they are for the shows that everybody knows that I'm doing on Sunday and Saturday night?
You know, I'd be spitballing here, Bill, but I think you just caught everybody coming home from work on a Tuesday. They're flipping through their YouTube, and you just caught people. You know, I mean, I think Saturday night can be late for some of us old guys, and Sunday it's the middle of the day, people busy with their kids. So, you know, it just might not be an optimal time to draw people in.
Well, it could be. I do know this on my weekend shows. The view count's usually around 9 or 10. Sometimes it'll spike at 11 or 12 or 13. If I get Largo on here and do a deep dive, it'll go up to 35. I miss you, Largo. Anyway, at the end of that, my view count will be somewhere around 45 to 50 at the end of the show. And then in the next few days, it'll jump to like 200 to 300. What's happening is folks is coming in. They're not watching it live. They're watching the replay of it. Johnny Sorensen and Boba Hicks being two of them, because they live in Australia. And, you know, they're already in the next day by the time I'm showing that show, because they're in a time warp, you know, on the other side of the international date line. So I get a lot of replay views, which is why I'm reluctant to do what the big boys do until I actually get monetized and get over my goal here, which is do live streams and then private them. And there's a reason why they do that. First of all, they don't need to get those view hours anymore. They've already got them. Now anything they get's vanity views. Second of all, they want you to come to their live stream. They don't want you to watch the replay. They want you to get in the chat. They want you to get in there and watch them while they're live. So if they private it after it's over with, you missed out, Jack. So you just got to come back in next time I go live.
Makes sense.
So I may start doing some crazy ass shit like that in the future, but as I am right now, I want all the viewing hours I can get. As a matter of fact, I'm going to stick around here as long as y'all let me.
We'll be honest with you, Bill. I got to get dinner ready for some kids, so I'll probably.
I figured that, and I figured Sir Clifton's about ready to call it a day too. People are getting home from work, and yes, I do agree. Okay, Radical Toys, and Cecilia says that she thinks that I'm trying to retire Max Headroom. I want to get rid of that son of a bitch. I'm sick of his ass.
You know, it was a good way to make it work while we had it, you know?
Yeah.
To make light of the problem.
Yeah.
That was a funny way to do that. But yeah, it got irritating enough where I'm just glad it's done.
Yeah, well, today was the day, and I want everyone who is in the chat to thank Joneser, say thank you, Motu Joneser, for getting Bill off of his dead ass.
You know what? Thank Bill for getting himself off his dead ass. All I did was throw a $5 bill at him.
Well,
imagine what he'd do if any of you
$5
more.
bill, by the way. That's a monthly $5 bill. So every month I get $5 from your ass. And if you start a Patreon, I'll give it right the fuck back. Ask Clifton.
Well, and what I was thinking too is,
we're swapping.
I'll see how I do there, and if I do okay, maybe we can up my commitment. You know, there's some other fellas that I'd like to support as well. Clifton being one of them, Adam being another, very high on my list. But
I'm very selective about who I support, and the big guys don't need my support. Although I do support Grindhead Jim. But there's a reason behind that. He's a very, very good friend of mine, and he's the one that he basically helped me get this thing off the ground.
Right.
So I feel it's worth it to feed him a $5 every now and then. And if you guys start, Clifton's already done it. He gets his money back. He came over here and became my Patreon. And then when I found out he was streaming over there and had a Patreon, I said, okay, you're getting your money back, Jack. I appreciate it. And I'll do the same for you, Anthony. I appreciate you, man.
Well, and I've got some ideas for it, you know, and some different a different take on it. But definitely, I think my plan is to make mine more like a raffle. I just got to look into the legalities because I don't think I can call it a raffle. I don't think I'm allowed to do that. But you
can have giveaways. Okay, you can have giveaways.
That's what it's going to be. So
I like the way some people do it. Dave's Dimension, he has the spinning wheels, and for ever how much money that you donate, your name goes on the spinning wheel, and then he spins the wheel, and he does that last man standing bit. Spin the wheel, and whatever name gets on there, wah wah wah, you're out, and then spin it again until there's not but 2 names left, and then spin the wheel, and whoever it lands on wins.
Yeah, well, and I thought the more money I can throw together, the better the prize I can give. You know what I mean? So it's like
what's the benefits? What's the benefits of Patreon one another? All right, I'll go into this just slightly here as we're wrapping the show up. All right, if you are a street busker and you've seen them, they stand on the street. They either play a little bit of music, or they do magic tricks, or whatever it is that you're doing to try to drum up a little bit of money for yourself. You put the hat down on the ground. But what do you put in the hat before the crowd gets there? You seed that hat with $1 bill. And why do you do that? To get other people to put their money in there because they see $1 already in there.
We do that at our shows. My band play gigs. We have a tip bucket.
101.
Yeah, we always put some money in the tip bucket before even one song is played, because an empty tip bucket stays empty and one that started gets full.
Yeah. Right. So if you have a list of Patreons that you can show, I've got these people Patreoning me. Now, nobody needs to know that a lot of you guys are all friends with each other and you're swapping money with one another. All a new viewer sees is, hey, this guy has got people who are supporting him, and I like him too, and I want to be on that list with all those other cool guys. I want to support him too. But if you don't have any names on your list, you're never going to get any. So that's the advantage of us Patreoning one another. We all have a big long list of people Patreoning us, and and that's a good thing. And I've been lucky because people like Will McLaughlin and Jim Largo were spurred on by Grindhead Jim when Grindhead he's my first Patreon. As soon as I got my Patreon started, he came in Patreon me. Sir Clifton, his wife is Patreoning him, so he's paying himself to be a Patreon, basically. I came in and Patreon him, so he's got a second Patreon. The rest of you guys who, if you don't want to Patreon me, Patreon him. If you want to Patreon us both, do so. If you want to Patreon Joneser and him when Joneser gets his set up, please do so. It's only $5 freaking bucks. You spend more than $5 freaking bucks buying a candy bar and a soda pop.
I think my cheapest tier is $3, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's $3.
I'm not even doing tiers over here. That means that you can Patreon me 25 fucking cents and you get everything that everybody else does. Exclusive videos, which is normally where the magic resides, but I sometimes tease that to get people to Patreon me. They say, okay, if I want to see more magic, I've got to Patreon Bill's Patreon. You get to see videos that look better than what they do on YouTube. You get to see videos that would ID content me here, and they ID content the channel that I'm actually putting those exclusive videos on, which I don't care about because that's not me. That's a different channel, but it is me, but it's not. You see what I'm saying? And that's how I do exclusive videos. Another trick you learn from Grindhead Jim. So thank you, Jim. And money, yeah. YouTube is pretty barren. It's been a while since I uploaded, yeah. And Susudio's been thinking about starting a YouTube channel. Well, go for it. Everybody's got one. It's not as easy to get the viewers as you did back when the coop was going on. Everybody was cooped up in their house, but hey, it's still possible. Entice others. That's right. You want to entice, and you're not just enticing me and Joneser and Clifton. What you're trying to entice are people like, people who come into your channel that you don't even really know who they are, but you see them constantly coming in and watching you, and they're your regulars. You want to try to entice them in, and if they see names that they recognize in your Patreon, that may help as well.
Right.
So we should do that then, Jones, or Patreon one another. There you go. All of us Patreon one another and go into each other's channels and like them and share them and get out in the comment sections and fill it up with all kinds of brouhaha nonsense comments. All of this is to feed the YouTube algorithm, to make YouTube push your videos. And YouTube ain't pushing your videos unless you're getting all of that stuff going on your channel.
Well, I think where I connected the dots, because I had told you before where I was trying to be a Masters of the Universe channel, and then I say I'm the comic book guy, and I couldn't figure out how all these things tie together. And then when I started looking into the Patreon, that was like the light bulb Uncle Fester in the mouth moment where I was like, oh, I know what I could do. And I thought for the tiers, I do a tier 1 where you just get your name at the end of the video, and that kind of thing. But I thought for a second tier, it's like an entry into the raffle. If you want a comic book mystery box or an action figure or whatever the hell I got lying around here, I got a lot of cool stuff, and I figured the more we drum up for that, the cooler the prizes get.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Whatever it takes. And what I've done, if you go over to my Patreon, everywhere that you look, my intro video, if you look at my about section, I will tell you every dime of money that you put into my Patreon goes towards improving my channel.
Yeah.
So I'm right at just a little over $40 a month now. I'm happy to tell everybody how much I'm making off of that. But it's sitting there collecting because I only cash out once a year. Last year I got like $160. And
I was going to ask you, Bill, how does that work? Do they pay you quarterly or whenever you decide to cash it? Or?
All right, you have a portion of the month in which you can do it whenever you want to, or you can just let it sit and build up and do it once every. I did it once last year. I started the thing around maybe a couple months after I started live streaming. I got it up and running, and then I went live with it, and then I got a couple Patreons. By the end of the year, and Pope, you're my number one. You're right up there at the very top. Pope is the main number one supporter of my channel. Shout out to Pope. But anyway, the money builds up, and I got like $160 at the end of last year, and that was all the money I'd collected from the time it started. I took that $160 and I bought the phones that I'm using as my secondary cameras. Speaking of which, since this is going on, I'll do that another time. I've got the laptop camera on. I've got this camera here that's not. I don't even have it on right now, but I want to see if I can run two cams now that everything's working a little better. We'll find out. I know I can get that one cam going over here with the toy cam with the laptop cam, but I want to see if the two iPhones will work. But anyway, I'm off the subject. Blah, blah, blah. Once a year, I collect my money. I'm curious to see how much money I get towards the end of this year, but you can collect it once a month. But you have a period of time in which you're supposed to do that in order to get the money for that month along with whatever else is in there. So,
gotcha.
You'll have to go and read the little fact sections where they tell you all.
Do you link it to a bank account or a credit card or?
I link mine to PayPal. I got mine linked to PayPal. But yeah, you got the ability to link that up or pay out to where you want it to pay out to. I know Streamlab is linked to PayPal. Now, I don't know if y'all saw the rant that I did back in August about that. You can get it. You got to make your PayPal account a business account when you do that, though. If you don't, you'll get banned on PayPal, and then you have to call them on the phone and get yourself unbanned.
Well, I think that mine already is because I use it for eBay and comic books and all that anyway. Right. So I don't think I have to worry about that. I'll double check that just to be sure.
And then now this is Streamlabs now, not Patreon. This is Streamlabs. That's the one where you can send me a tip. By the way, anybody listening today, there is a way to tip me on that. And let me see if Nightbot has put it up here at some point or another. Here it is. Streamlabs.com/weirdfantastictoyadventure/tip. If you go to that URL, it will give you the ability to send me some money right now. And all of that money goes to me. None of it goes to YouTube. So fuck you, YouTube. And that, in my opinion, is a better super chat than anything that YouTube has to offer, because YouTube doesn't get no cuts of that money. I get all the cuts of that money. But that is linked to my PayPal. So if that money goes directly into my PayPal as soon as you tip it to me. Here's the caveat. There are two ways to set that up and link it to your PayPal. One is called PayPal Lite. Don't do that. The other one is a little more intricate. That's the one that requires the business account. That's the one you want, because that's the one that will allow people to tip you with a credit card and not have to have a PayPal to tip you. Now, I have not gotten enough tips to be legitimate there, according to Streamlabs, but at some point or another, I will be able to accept your credit card directly without you having to have a PayPal account to tip me. When that happens,
that's what I'm trying to do, because I've had to do Venmo and PayPal at these conventions, because not everybody comes in there, or they come with a little bit of cash and then they find way more comics than they have cash that they want. And they're like, oh, well, can I give you a credit card? And it's like, no, but I can do PayPal or Venmo. So that's been kind of what I've had to do. So I believe the account's already set up as a business one, because that's 1,000% all I use it for.
Well, I'll tell you, back in the old and early days of Evil Bay, I'd say late 1999, early 2000, up in that era when I first joined it, and PayPal was an option to pay with and all that kind of stuff. I set all that up, and then I had a few extra D&D modules that I had twos of, so I'm going to get rid of them and sell them on eBay. If you sell too much shit on eBay back then, I don't know how it is now. I'm sure it's even worse now. You sell too much shit in too short a period of time, they will force you to turn your eBay account into a business account so they can get more of your money. I'm sure you've experienced that, Joneser.
I have, and that's just the price of doing business. And I get it. And I don't want to get, banned or canceled or hit by the tax man or any of that bull crap. But
well, the thing about it is now when you collect your money from these sites, they will you have to download a 1099. You know what that is if you've ever done business for yourself.
My wife had her own account where she sold jewelry. We're savvy over here, but it's the thing that makes me mad is like, that's your side hustle, and it's like you're doing that grind, you're busting your butt, and as soon as you get it's successful after a year of eating crap on it, Uncle Sam just shows up.
Yeah, well, see, the problem is the problem is back in the old days, our side hustles involved real long green cash under the table from your friends or whoever you're working for. Unfortunately, everything's digital now. And if it's digital now, that means somebody's looking at it. And that somebody is Uncle Sam, because he says, I want my money. He don't want you no more. He says, I want your money.
Yep.
And I'm gonna take that iconic picture of him, and I'm going to change the colors on his hat to green instead of red, white, and blue. And I'm going to have him going, I want your money. Down there at the bottom.
And that's just it. Like, even like with a lottery ticket, they're not there with you. Say you buy a quick pick and you lose. Okay, you're good, right? Now say you buy a quick pick and you win. Oh no, cool. I got $1 billion. Oh, well, guess what? Uncle Sam's taking freaking 400 million of it, for their part.
Here's another thing. Get hit by this. Get hit by this. Do you think you're safe at your bank? No, you're not. You do too many small transactions over a short period of time, they're going to start looking at your ass. Be careful.
Yeah, no, I know, because I'm always hustling.
What's my topic for Saturday? All right, enter into my brain. I have no topic in mind for Saturday yet. I find out what my topic is usually 15 minutes before showtime sometimes.
Half the time I'm popping in 2 minutes late and I don't know what it is yet. I'm still filling up my coffee and running downstairs. So
you never know what I'm going to do on Saturday. It's my Saturday, I've got a set plan of how to set the show up. I just don't know what to stick in the holes. Now, when I had Largo here, Largo did all the heavy lifting for me because he wanted to do spotlights every Saturday, which is fine. And I enjoyed the spotlights, and he will be back someday to finish that up with Zorro. And that will be a highlight of the Saturday night shows when he comes back to say goodbye to everybody as my co-host and become and we'll do Zorro. But the way I set my Saturday night up is I usually have something funny. Sometimes I show a video that I've made recently. And then at the very end, I show some awful PSA from back in the 1950s, 40s, or sometimes in the early 60s, but something that we can lampoon and laugh at that is usually so bad that it's good.
That's actually my favorite part of the show.
And I'm trying to make late night that, and then on Sundays we do toys. Now earlier today, I'm not going to turn the toy cam back on, but earlier today we got to look at some of the things that we're going to look at on Sunday. Usually Sunday is whatever I've gotten recently, and if I haven't gotten anything recently, then we play with my toys or something. Sunday is all about toys, toy chats, rants, raves about how Hasbro's being shitty these days. What the hell's going on? What's this crossover between Mattel and Hasbro? What's that going to be about? I'm going to plug Gojitron for a minute. If you want to see what that's going to be about and how crappy that's going to end up being, go on and watch Gojitron. He uploaded a video yesterday or day before. I watched all of it. He goes into if you remember Amalgam, when DC and Marvel were playing with one another and doing that crossover shit and what became of that. Well, Here we go all over again. It's like, oh, we're going to do it over again. This time we're going to do it with toys. So we may talk about that on Sunday. It's stuff like that goes on Sunday. It's a toy show.
I'm going to have to check
on Sunday, variety show on Saturday. And during the week, if I pop in, it's stupid crap like we're doing now, or whatever's on our mind. Eventually, I'm going to start cutting more actual videos to post so that I can get my viewing hours back up again. Stuff that people will watch over and over again, either figures singing or figures in certain situations. Some kind of maybe finish out the Motu storybook series that I started way back when I first started the channel. That's what got Joneser watching me, if I'm not mistaken.
100%. That, and that you were kind enough to invite me on one time when I was on the couch watching you and Grindhead.
If I'm not mistaken, that was your first time live. How to do that? That was your first time live, was it not?
I didn't even know how to do that. I looked at my wife like puzzled, like, what do I do? And she's like, do it. And I'm like, how does this even work? You know?
You're Ricky Bobby. What do I do with my hands?
I literally picked up the phone and like followed his instructions via the text, and the next thing I knew, I was on.
Do you know?
This is all your fault, Bill. This is all your fault, and I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Did you know that there's a section now on your tax return where you can report the money that you make from selling drugs?
There we go. I would have needed that 20 years ago.
Maybe I can pop in. Maybe you can. I need to have a Susudio section somewhere in there and give Susudio 15 minutes to tell a story, because she can tell a damn story. I don't know if you heard Susudio telling stories, but she tells a story and you just can't stop listening because it is so interesting. I want to walk in a bank and say I need $1 million with 0% loan for 1 year, like Uncle Sam does from everyone, and almost nothing back. Yeah, good luck with that, brother.
Yeah.
Streamlab does not work for me. I am not recognized there. Try it one more time, I like Salt, because I fixed it where you can do anonymous again. You don't have to have a StreamYard account to do it. Now, the other thing is, if they want you to make a little username or something sometimes on there, or the name that you're going to post it under, it has to be a certain length. So if you go over that length, it'll fuck with you. So Streamlabs kind of funny that way. Now, OBS has always had trouble trying to tip me on it. After I fixed it like that, she came in, she tipped me on, was it Saturday night that I got a few tips? You remember that?
I do.
And OBS tipped me. Yeah, she tipped me $10 on there and it went through. So you never know.
I believe the wife even tipped you.
Yes, she did.
She did, and I appreciate that. We can lampoon stupid, because stupid is as stupid does. Let's see, make another animation. I am working on that as we speak. And I have several different ideas of things that I want to do. One of them, and I've been figuring out ways of making this work, is once I unboxed the Land Shark, which I've had for over a year and haven't unboxed. Maybe I can do that Sunday too. I don't know. We'll see. Once I get the Land Shark unboxed, I want to do the opening sequence from The Sopranos, but with Skeletor driving the Land Shark. And he's going to go past the dioramas of my toys, like the Ghostbusters Firehouse, Justice League Hall of Justice, Grayskull, as he's coming up to Snake Mountain.
My dad would probably love that. He loves The Sopranos.
And I'm going to get ID content
I do
because I'm going to use that song. Woke up this morning, got myself a gun. Just stepped in. Hey, screw your feelings. I got 16 viewers. I had 11 a minute ago when I was fixing to stop the damn show. They don't want me to stop. When I am on your stream, it is always fun, except for the first time. Yes, because the first time, I think we talked about that back when that awful thing happened to poor Ozzy. I was telling you guys that I learned my lesson about letting people in just off the street. You don't do that. I mean, sometimes it can be great. You find a Susudio, but sometimes you find Steve. And Steve is a drug-addled piece of crap. And Steve picks on your guest and makes fun of them and ruins the fucking stream. So you don't want to get Steves on your show, or the goat sex man like poor Ozzy did, who come in and show you all what's inside of their butthole.
Yeah, it was bad.
I tried to tip and couldn't. So I don't know. The problem is it has to be PayPal. And some people can tip me and some people can't.
My dad's
on my third round of Sopranos. So you've been watching it over and over again. So Oakley dad, Clifton dad, question. What happened at the end? Did they blow Tony's brains out and that's why it faded to black like that? I mean, is that the way that the show ended? What do you think, Clifton?
I want my dad to answer what he...
Yeah, well, we'll have to wait then for him to answer because he's furiously typing as we speak now.
He's,
if he's on the keyboard, he's doing this. If he's on his phone, he's doing this and going to slip my big old fingers.
Probably on his phone.
Yeah. Yeah, he kept saying, yeah, he did. He kept because of your voice. And I told him no, she's a lady, and he was an ass. And the thing about it was I never should have let him on the show, and I let him stay on the show longer than I should because I kind of felt sorry for him because I thought that he needed some kind of encouragement. You know how I am. But now I've once again I've steeled my heart to this, and I will treat him like I do the bum at the gas station, who kept asking me, "Hey man, you got a cigarette? You got a quarter?" And I would ignore him till finally he walked up on me while I was pumping my gas and did it. And I said, "Look, man, leave me alone. Now go away. Get away from me." Sometimes you just got to go on and do that. You cannot be nice to these people. They don't want you to be nice to them.
Bill, I feel like you and I are probably very alike, where we're both big-hearted fellas who would probably give the shirt off the back to the sister all the way up until we don't like you. And once we get to I don't like you, it's not pretty.
No.
And I think that speaks for me, I know for sure. And I have a feeling that might be where you're at. Rolo.
He is here. Now it's time for me to rant on him.
Yep.
Why have you not contacted me like I told you to? Why have you not sent me that email telling me what your schedule is going to be for the hospital and going to the fucking doctor so I can know where you are and what you're doing and so that we can coordinate you being on the goddamn show like you want to be? Why have every time I go to Instagram or Discord or wherever the hell that you hang out at, you're never there for me to say something to? I'm pissed. Contact me like you said you were going to do. End of rant.
Love you, Rolo.
We do. We love you a
I
lot.
was on point with when you were why.
PayPal.
Perfect segue into once Bill's had enough, he turns into a different person.
if you've ever had someone in one of the elite motorcycle clubs of this country, which there are 4 of, they wear diamonds on their cut with a 1% inside of it, ever hold you up and get you on the side to correct you for your fuckery, you will understand what happens. You start out like this. I'm so happy that you came over here today like I asked you to. And now I want to know what the fuck that you're up there and why you're doing it.
Rolo.
No, it's funny because I kind of walk around. I got this scowl. You know, I got a good resting bitch face at work. Everybody thinks I'm a mean guy. And then when people get to know me, they're like, oh, yeah, Jones he's a real nice guy, dude. He just looks like that. And then somebody else that knows me a little better be like, don't be around him when one of his machines ain't working right.
Speaking of machines not working right, mine was an ass today. They changed out what's called the step drill in there, which it determines the length of the part and also puts an inside chamfer in there before the tap goes in there and puts a tap through it. That damn thing was leaving wavy lines on top of all my parts because it didn't set in there good yet. It has to wear in because it's a brand new step drill. The resharpened step drills don't do that, but we don't get resharpened anymore. We want to get brand new step drills so we can get the most out of them. Okay, so you want to waste a whole day's worth of work making bad parts. Okay, fine. Ran over. Okay, no, he didn't die. The song was Don't Stop Believing by Journey. And it wouldn't make sense to just start shooting from the personal point of view at the end of the show. Okay, so what did happen at the end of the show then? I came through. Okay, all right. I will see. See, you don't understand. I probably don't. I'm a man. We don't understand. Have you ever done something and you didn't know what you did? And your wife is pissed at you for it. And you go, what's wrong, baby? Nothing.
Oh. Every married man's heard that once.
But you and your ignorance, instead of going, okay, well, there's nothing wrong, and going on about your daily business, you pry even deeper because you know that was a lie. And you go, what are you angry at me about? Oh, you know.
This is a PSA, ladies. Men are simple creatures. We take you for your word. We want you to speak in plain English, talk right at the elephant in the room. We don't want to guess. We don't want to play games. We'd rather just get the fight over with so we know what it was about. The end.
With no codex.
Yes. Yes. Just tell me. You're an ass. I don't like the way you looked at her.
I didn't go to the military, so I don't know code. Right. I'm not a wind talker.
there's another man with an old lady in the house. Yeah. Oh, you know what you did. I'm like, no, I don't. If I did, I wouldn't be asking. I would already be begging for forgiveness for whatever the hell it was.
Did I ever tell you fellas the story about the micro bikini?
No, I would love to hear the story of the micro bikini. Micro bikinis make me think about these chicks.
Yes. Okay. I take the family to vacation, Southern California beach, right? Mm-hmm. We got a beach house. We're rolling high style, dude. My whole damn family's there. We're walking down the beach. I got Lyric on one hand and my wife on the other hand, right? And as we're walking down the beach, there is a lady wearing a micro bikini. And basically, I think you can fit all the fabric of this thing in the palm of my hand. Mm-hmm. Like there's a little diamonds. Then there's maybe another little diamond down there that doesn't really cover everything. And,
as a fine connoisseur of smut, I know exactly what you're talking about. There's
strings, and that's pretty much it. So it's basically there's a chick walking down the beach naked. And she is very qualified to wear this thing. In fact, I'd say she might be one of the best specimens I've ever seen wearing
And
one.
if you're qualified to wear it, then you shall be allowed to wear
Sure.
such things. However, the majority of the people who wear such things do not need to wear them, should not ever wear them.
No. Well, anywho, I'm walking. I got Lyric here, wife here, and I see this thing, and I go, oh boy. Eyes forward, soldier. Do not even move your eyes. You watch forward. You don't look at that. You just keep about your business, you know, because if you turn your head, you are a dead man. You know? And so I just keep walking. And then finally my wife leans over and she says, you know, you might as well go ahead and look, because how hard you're trying to not look is starting to piss me off.
Wow.
And she goes, I'm checking her out too. God bless her.
Well,
Lyric at 5 years old looks up at me. He can't whistle, so he goes, So he knew what was going on.
oh yes, indeed. Well, let me tell you guys. I have what's known as an old lady, and they are gold in the biker world. Most guys have a girlfriend or a side chick or something like that, but when you got good old ladies are hard to find because they're the ones that got your back. And let's just say that the most adult motorcycle rallies are clothing optional events. And yes, there are plenty of people there who go that option, and they shouldn't, and I wish they didn't. But occasionally, especially when they're having the titty contests and stuff like that, you get to see some real interesting and wonderful things to look at. My wife has come to the conclusion that as long as he's looking, everything's cool, because I know where he's coming when he's coming back home.
Don't matter where you get your appetite.
Which leads us to today's sponsor.
Oh, yeah, well, okay, fine. You want to see it, you ask for it, you get it.
I can't begin my day until I've had a Dickens cider.
There's nothing better than waking up to a good old Dickens cider.
My girlfriend loves Dickens ciders. My sister came to stay with us for a month, and my husband couldn't go a day without the Dickens cider.
My girlfriend loves a Dickens cider.
My mum loves the Dickens cider.
My sister loves to wake up in the morning with a Dickens cider.
I'm a bit young, but I would love to try a Dickens cider.
So there you have it. For over 150 years, Frederick Von Dickens has developed a beverage that literally brings women to their knees. So fellas, for the sake of the economy, get a Dickens cider.
Awesome.
Thank you, Clifton. Yes, today's show is brought to you by Dickens Cider. Get you some if you can. I highly recommend it. After you've had a hard day at work, it's nothing like coming home to a Dickens cider.
Yep.
We kill. I hear something in the living room. I think my wife be home.
Nice.
I think I'm going to go get me some of that Dickens cider here shortly. Maybe later. Is that anything like
sweaty balls? I know what she's talking about.
Come on in here and say hey to everybody, baby.
Hello.
How are you?
Fantastic adventures.
Just tired.
These weird plastic toys. She came home from work, and we just hanging out here. We got the boys there, Joneser and Clifton, and look, it's crystal clear. It's not jumping around. It's not stopping.
You're gonna jinx it now.
No, I'm not, because I actually called them today, and we upped the plan just a little bit.
All righty. Sounds like a plan.
That went a lot better than I thought it would there, Jones. Or I didn't do what I said I was going to do because that was a joke, man. That was a joke.
Quite honestly, I'm a big believer of full disclosure. There's this guy at work, and he tries to tell he hides his smoking from his wife. And I'm like, bro, you kiss her? He's like, yeah. She knows.
Well, sure she does.
You know, like
just like she knows what you did that you don't know what you did.
Right.
She knows that you're doing that shit on. That's like, all right. The doctor tells you got to go on a special diet. You can't have certain foods. You can't have sugar. You can't have this. And you can't have that. And you get in your truck and you go to work and you coming home from work and you stop by the convenience store and you get all that shit that you know you're not supposed to get and you eat it any goddamn way. And you say, well, I'm going to throw all this shit in the garbage at the post office before I get home. My wife will never know. She knows.
She knows. And quite honestly, the longer you keep the lie going,
she knows.
The more that she loses respect, you know, it's like you keep lying, and was anything about you real?
Well, don't lie. Do everything in your possible way not to lie, because in my opinion and in my walk in life, I've determined that those who are capable of lying are also capable of stealing, because in order to steal, you have to be able to lie first. I didn't take that. So if I find out that you've told me lies and that you're not being truthful with me, I think that you're a thief. And if you're a thief, I don't want you anywhere around me, because I work hard for the things that I have, and I'm very protective of them. And yes, I will throw down if you try to take my shit. Well, I can't abide by that.
See, I always thought I should write a book called Everything I Needed to Know in Life I Learned from Watching Masters of the Universe, because I really took to heart those lessons at the end where he said, you know, telling lies is an assault on your character.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I mean, yeah, we all have a friend who likes to tell bullshit stories, and we all have one that does it. And after a while, you know, you just kind of just tune him out. You know, you're just like, you know, the last three things you said were crap, and now he might be saying something real, but you're just still like, you know.
Well, what happened to the boy who cried wolf? He did it one too many times, and when the wolves really came, nobody came to save his ass.
Exactly.
And that was the end of him. And this is the end of the show, because as my old lady is here, that means that food is being prepared. We're going to get some Dickens cider later, and we're going to chill. We're going to watch some Netflix. We're going to do all of that. And today's show has ended. I haven't changed the end credits this time, Joneser, but I guarantee you by the time Saturday rolls around, there will be some new end credits to go with this. And say goodbye to everybody, baby.
Already leaving already? God, I just got here.
Yeah, that's why we're leaving. Ha 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 ha.
I need to go. Do I need to go away?
No, you can stay right here and say good journey to everybody. Bye. Good journey.
Bye. Good journey.
Special thanks to these supporters on Patreon. Without your help, these adventures would not be possible. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's adventure, please hit like and subscribe and share the video.